Hey guys, happy Saturday morning. It's been a while since I made some of these videos, and I know sometimes it's just easier to have someone just walk through the charts instead of you just reading from what I usually publish on Substack or Beehive. And so today I want to go over Synopsys, which has rallied quite a bit since the drop from its earnings call just last week. And you can see here on the chart that it's up almost a little bit over 30% since the lows. And so I talked about this in my both my Substack and my Beehive about why the stock had dropped. It actually plunged over like 35% after its earnings report, and it did so because of some weakness in the IP segment. This was due to the export restrictions that the U.S. has placed on China during their trade war, and also it was because major foundry, which is likely to be Intel, they had either delayed or canceled deals. But since the news on Nvidia, putting a $5 billion investment on Intel, the stock has come back up again because very likely that Intel is going to be using their service again to, design their new chips. And Synopsys, I just want to give you guys a background. And Synopsys and both Cadence came into my radar not too long ago. I first talked about this in July when I discovered that both of them form a duopoly in the CDA segment, and these guys are actually like extremely critical to designing. Helping companies like NVIDIA, Broadcom, Marvell, AMD, and the rest of these, semiconductors, help them design and test their chips. So you can see in this value chain map, Cadence and Synopsys sit at the very top, above all these like fabless designers and other device manufacturers. So they're very critical to their supply chain, and that together they form 80% of the market. But what really caught my attention was that, and I noted it here, that both of them have near perfect customer retention. So once you sign up with these guys, you're not leaving, and that's how sticky their platform is. And if you've been following my channel, you follow me on my Substack Beehive. I love investing in companies with dominant positions that are very monopolistic. And as the stock was plunging, in the morning I was really watching this level here, this 200 moving average on the weekly chart. You can see here on my volume profile that there's a very high volume shelf on it. So there's a lot of activity in this area, which suggests that this could be a really strong support. So when it dropped down here during the pre-market, right after its earnings call, I actually bought some stock here, but then it continued to drop, as the day went on, all the way down to the support and resistance pivot. So you can see here on the afternoon, I shared this with my premium subscribers on my Discord that there was a resistance here, and then it became a support. So you got that large spike here off this level, and then during the April lows, it revisited this trend line and then bounced off. So I was watching this very carefully again. So when it came close to this, I bought some more stock again. And then since then, so you can see that that same week you see this huge pickup. There was a lot of buyers right off of this pivot that I noted before, and it pushed it all the way back up, pretty close to the 200 weekly moving average. And then this week it just took off from this level, and then just continued to push all the way through. On the news from Nvidia to Intel. And that is actually now above this other pivot at 485, and so this is very exciting. So if it can get through, if it can stay above this next pivot, we could potentially see the stock continue to move up and close this gap. Now, why do I say that? Because if you look at its competitor Cadence, together they form a duopoly. Cadence actually bounced off of that pivot, and then it and then it broke out of this flag to make new all-time highs. So I expect that and these two move together, right? So I expect that there's going to be more buyers and continue to push, and then eventually it's going to break through this resistance and make new all-time highs. So I'm going to stay very long on this stock, given the news from Nvidia and Intel, and given the move, the price action from Cadence. So I'm going to stay extremely long on it. And so all this, again, I share this live with my premium subscribers, to my Substack or Beehive. They get full access to my Discord, and I just walk them through, what was going on, what was I looking at, all the different levels, and I tell my subscribers exactly, what I buy, when I buy it. And it's all posted here, and you see my expectation, back then, that it was going to move up towards above the support and resistance pivot, and it looks like I shared that the day afterwards on September 11th, right afterwards. So we're right on track, and it seems like I included the 50 moving average, so you can see a lot of movement here around it. It looks like there's some resistance here, so potentially around this 510 level we might see some resistance. But eventually, given the price action again on Cadence, I do expect this to completely make a full recovery and break out. So that's what I have for Cadence. And if you like my material, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, like, and that'll let me know to continue making these videos. And for more insights, keep following me on my Substack, Lex Trading, or on Beehive. I post on both of these blogs, and I'll see you guys for the next video.